tailored to young'uns full of dreams. Pacific steamer headed south on the path of the New Orleans. 18 years behind us with a lifetime still ahead. On a back stretch of the river, getting good at cheating dead. The Ohio is mighty, she's ruthless and so strong, and underneath her waters lay many a rouster's bones. To make it past Kentucky would sure put a mind at rest, and to see another sunrise, you consider yourself blessed. Mind to drop a load of beans. I traded for a ton of coal to feed our steam machine. The stage is up and loaded down, we're headed out again. I never thought it'd be the last time we'd ever see dry land. In the pale light of the moon, when hell broke loose and opened up its gates in the boiler room, laying claim to everything, not a single life was spared. I heard Frankie Taylor cry as he drew his last breath there. Some never see tomorrow, some make it back to dawn. Ain't nothing left but a sunken hole on a point called Highland Rock. Sleeping beneath the water, but she don't sleep alone. The Pacific's in the boneyard and the river rages on. And the river rages on. And the river rages on.
Here's to the trains I missed, the loves I lost, the bridges I burned, the rivers I never crossed. Here's to the call I didn't hear, the signs I didn't heed, the roads I couldn't take, the map that I just wouldn't read. It's a big old world, but I found my way from the hell and the hurt that led me straight to this. Here's to the trains I missed. I've been a clown, I've been a fool, and I pushed on every chance. I searched far and wide to try to crawl out of God's hand. But there's stones I didn't throw, and hearts I didn't break, and the little hope I held on to with a silver shining thread of faith. It's a big old world, but I found my way from the hell and the hurt that led me straight to this. Here's to the trains I missed. Here's to the place I found, the love I know, the earth and the sky that I call home. And here's to the things I believe, bigger than me, and the moment I find myself right where I'm supposed to be. It's a big old world, but I found my way from the hell and the hurt that led me straight to this. Yeah, it's a big old world, and I found my way from the hell and the hurt that led me straight to this. Here's to the trains I miss. There's a sorrow in the wind blowing down the road I've been. I can hear it cry while shadows steal the sun. But I cannot look back now. I've come too far to turn around, and there's still a race ahead that I must run. I'm only halfway home. I got a journey home to where I'll find the things I have lost. I've come a long, long road. Still I got miles to go. I've got a wide, wide river to cross. have strayed. You can trace the tracks I've made all across the memories my heart recalls. But I'm just a refugee. Won't you say a prayer for me? 'Cause sometimes even the strongest soldier falls. I'm only halfway home. I got a journey home to where I'll find the things I have lost. I've come a long, long road. Still I got miles to go. I've got a wide, wide river to cross. I've come a long, long road. Still I got miles to go. I've got a wide, wide river to cross. Years for the Depression, Peter Thompson staked his claim in a little mountain town. Kenton was her name. Told everyone that was willing, steady work would be their reward. So they started making paper where the Pigeon River fords. But this ain't just another paper town on a random riverside. She was built with blood, sweat, and tears, and a whole lot of pride. From the mountains and the farmlands, around the smokestack she has grown. This ain't just another paper town, it's the one that I call home. Street was crashing, the mill kept going strong, while Hitler's war was raging. Everyone worked twice as long. There's been mergers and sellouts, layoffs when times got tough. Talks about pollution, then cleaning the river up. This ain't just another paper town somewhere along the tracks. She's seen her share of ups and downs and always bounces back. From the mountains and the farmlands, around the smokestack she has grown. This ain't just another paper town, it's the one that I call home. Better man. From the mountains and the farmlands, around the smokestack she has grown. This ain't just another paper town, it's the one that I call home. This ain't just another paper town, it's the one that I Yankee letter said that they'd be coming any day, and if you planned on getting out alive, best be on our way. Our tattered gray was torn between if we should run or fight, but our southern pride swelled up inside as we dug in for the night. Then I heard a rider calling, they're coming down the road, and the fiery flash of 20-pounders started to explode. Tried our best to stop them, our efforts were in vain. In the distance you could hear the sound of Dixie's last refrain. They're burning Georgia down, those devils dressed in blue. They took the higher.
Baseball University of the Blue Ridge welcomes you to the American Legion streaming series presented by To the Brim Refill Store. We're live from Mills River, North Carolina on the campus of West Henderson High School for a North Carolina American Legion matchup between Rutherford County Post 423 and Asheville Post 70.
Yeah, well, let's thank that sponsor again. Again, the To the Brim Refill Store. Again, Baseball University, we love these mountains. We love nature. We're always looking for more ways to live an earth-friendly lifestyle, and that's why we use To the Brim Refill Store. If you're looking for natural, sustainably sourced products that are great for your home and friendly to the earth, check out To the Brim Refill Store at 117 Sweeten Creek Road, Suite 16 in Asheville, North Carolina. The friendly staff will meet you and help guide you in your sustainability journey by offering a variety of products with listed ingredients so that you can feel better about the laundry, cleaning, health, and beauty products you are using on and around you and your family. Progress over perfection is key in everyone's journey into sustainability. Check out To the Brim Refill Store at tothebrimrefill.com or find them on Instagram or Facebook. Open Friday to Sunday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Monday, noon to 7. Again, we couldn't be doing this broadcast without our sponsors. So
Excited to be here today.
Yeah, say this is round 2 for y'all that tuned in last week. Asheville Post 70 with a big old 8-1 W over Cherryville. It was our first run at the broadcast, and trying to get all the sponsor spots ready. And we're proud and excited to give you round 2 tonight here, as Asheville Post 70 is hosting Post 4. Is it 243?
423.
423. Golly, dyslexic for a second. I apologize. So Rutherford County. And again, a lot of familiar faces on both these rosters tonight. Several players on the Rutherford squad actually from Henderson County up in this area. So a lot of Region 8 represented. 4-0 right now.
4-0.
Yep. And what's our record for Rutherford? 3-1 or 2-1?
3-1 record, I believe. Yeah, 2-1.
Yep. So excited to get after it here. Let's talk about our pregame sponsor before we introduce some of these rosters and talk to you a little bit about these lineups. Pregame sponsor is Ion Outdoors. Summer is right around the corner, and now is the time to make your dreams of a pool, patio, porch, pergola, outdoor fireplace, grill space, hardscaping, or just about anything else you could dream up for your backyard come true. Ion Outdoors can turn your dream backyard space into a reality. Visit their website at ionoutdoors.com to learn more. Mention this ad and receive a $500 off any project. Again, ionoutdoors.com. Again, thank you to Ion. They were a big supporter during the high school broadcast. Just put out our final power rankings of the year the other day and announced our teams of the year. So in the mountains, it was co-teams of the year, TC Robertson and East Rutherford, both bringing home the state championship, the 7th in team history for both. And then in the foothills, North Lincoln, I believe that was their 2nd state championship. Coach Goss and the Knights winning in 3 games, the best of 3 series against J.H. Rose, I believe it was. Well, let's see here. One thing that we're trying to introduce for this broadcast is a different dynamic to our in-game sponsors. So we're going to go ahead and introduce a few of the sponsors you're going to hear throughout the game based on the action that plays out. So first, we want to thank our extra base hit sponsor. So every time there's a double, triple, or home run, we'll be thanking Rounders Hat Company. Again, Rounders Hat Company is proud to sponsor and sponsor the coverage of American Legion baseball. Visit roundershatcompany.com to check out the selection and customize your order today, changing the snapback hat game one rounder at a time. So as they round the bases, we'll be shouting them out. After that, anytime you see a great defensive play, we're going to call that the BH Granning Landscapes Glove Work. So tonight's good glove work is proudly sponsored by BH Granning Landscaping. Mountain grown, locally known, and celebrating 20 years of service across Asheville and Westfields to outdoor living spaces. They've built a reputation for quality landscape design, construction, and maintenance. A big thank you to BH Granning Landscaping for helping shape the places we play, cheer, and grow on and off the field. After that, every time that there is a mound visit to check on that pitcher, just like you got to check on your health, it's going to be Jackson Medical Associates. I'll be sponsoring the mound visits. They're proud to sponsor our coverage of American Legion baseball. From checkups to specialized treatments, Jackson Medical Associates offers a healthcare experience centered on comfort and trust. Here, individuals and families have access to primary care, urgent care, pediatric services, and focused women's health and endocrinology support, all in the heart of Sylva, North Carolina.
Good afternoon.
Their team prioritizes your peace of mind with care plans designed to address immediate concerns and support lasting wellness. Reach out to discover how they can be a resource for your family's health at every step.
Introducing the starting lineups
here, so I guess we'll go ahead and cut it short and come back to you after the lineups are announced here by the PA.
Batting first, the center fielder, number 6, Chase Powell. Batting second, the catcher, number 4, Jacob White. Batting third, at third base, number 1, Jacob Ellenberg. Batting fourth, at second base, number 12, Ethan Milner. Batting fifth in left field, number 8, Landon Whitley. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 13, Blake Ritchie. Batting seventh, in right field, number 20, Brandon Pinkerton. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 25, Brady Swain. And batting ninth at shortstop, number 7, Jackson Svensson. Pitching today for Rutherford is number 9, Jake Lyles. And now the lineup for your Asheville Post 70 Cardinals. Batting first in center field, number 4, Jordan Brown. Batting second at shortstop, number 2, Carson Wallace. Batting third, the first baseman, number 20, Caden Davidson. Batting fourth, in right field, number 15, Micah Simpson. Batting fifth and pitching today, number 10, Colt Nelson. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 12, Evan Connor. Batting seventh in left field, number 11, Jackson Pavone. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 13, Reagan Smith. And batting ninth at third base, number 7, Eli Shin.
All right, we'll go back over those lineups here in just a minute, but I think we're going to have our national anthem here
the American Legion Code of
and our American Legion Code of Sportsmanship.
I will keep the rule. Keep faith with my teammates. Keep my temper. Keep myself fit. Keep a stout heart in defeat. Keep my pride under in victory. keep a sound soul, clean mind, and a healthy body. Thank you. And now, if everyone will please stand in honor of this great nation for our national anthem.
All right, well, let's finish up those sponsors real quick. Two more for you here. Every called third strike, that sponsor is going to be Burlette Painting. Painting the corners with Burlette Painting. Again, they're proud to sponsor American Legion Baseball, and their goal at Burlette Painting is to exceed the expectations of their clients and allow their buildings to show their best. Whether painting your interior, your exterior, or pressure washing your home or deck, all Burlette Painting craftsmen are experienced painters trained in advanced application techniques, technical expertise, and rigorous safety programs. We specialize in residential painting and commercial painting services throughout the Hendersonville, Biltmore, Forest, and Brevard region. And lastly, every stolen base that we have tonight is brought to you by Carolina Pack and Go, proud sponsor of American Legion Baseball. They're committed to providing the best quality moving services to residents in Hendersonville, North Carolina, and surrounding areas. Their team of professional movers are equipped and highly trained in order to transport your belongings from one location to the next in a timely manner. We'll take care of their packing, moving, and even transporting your vehicles. Our mission is to help simplify your moving experience and take a load of stress off your shoulders. Let's get started. Contact us today for top-notch moving services. So again, Carolina Pack and Go. So a little different than inning sponsors we did for the high school broadcast, trying to be a little bit more engaged. Again, tonight, on the Rutherford side, pretty talented lineup. Chase Powell's going to be leading off. He's at Cleveland Community College, who's an East Rutherford grad, followed by Jacob White doing the catching, RS Central grad, who's at Caldwell Community College now. And in the hole, number batting third is going to be Jacob Ellenberg, who's at Gardner Webb, also an RS graduate. Colt Nelson on the mound. Last we saw Colt, it was the final game of the year for them in the fourth round at Tuscola. Colt had a lot of big games on the bump the last two seasons, helping Tuscola reach regionals last year. And in 24, they fell to North Davidson in that fourth round. It's going to be thrown to his battery mate, Evan Connor, behind the plate. And then around the infield, Eli Shin at third, Carson Wallace at short, Reagan Smith at second. Caden Davison back for, I believe it's his first game since winning state championship with T.C. Robertson. Around the outfield, Jackson Pavone in left, Jordan Brown in center, and Micah Simpson, the state champion, out in right field. So Chase Powell coming up to the bump. Chase, I remember him. He won a Camwood Bat Player of the Game 2 years ago when I was doing the broadcast solo. Just me and an iPad. That was our first pitch right there. Again, our first pitch sponsor, Builder's First Source, Brevard. At the heart of every construction project is quality, reliability, and expertise. Builder's First Source delivers just that. And thanks for delivering that first pitch, Builder's First Source. So 1-1 count here to Powell. Cardinals rocking the pinstripes again. So they got a brand new look here. Coach Decker got them outfitted just fine here in 2025. Swinging a drive by Powell. That's going to send Brown back to the wall. Takes a peek at the wall. Takes a peek again. Cannot get it. Bounces off the warning track. And Powell's in the second base. And that first at bat results in a double. And as we told you, extra base hits brought to you by Rounders Hat Company, changing the snapback game one rounder at a time. That's how the game started last week. So we'll see if Colton Nelson can lock in, much like Brady Nix did when we saw him on Saturday last week versus Cherryville. Say Brady gave up 2 doubles in that first inning before locking in. I think he ended with 8 Ks in that game. So Jacob White squares the bunt there, pulls back for ball 1. Again, Powell out there at second. Reagan Smith keeping an eye. He's got that proximity. Nelson delivers. Swing and a miss. Again, wasn't too long ago we saw Jacob White playing for Chad Fowler at RS Central. Finished up his first year at Caldwell with Coach Deaton, Coach Penny and staff. Runner goes, squares the bunt. That's popped up, and that ball is going to be up and over the backstop. Runner's going to have to return. Say, lucky for Rutherford there. If that ball stays in play, there might be a double play. Say, Evan Connor, one of the better defensive catchers here in the mountains. He's been known to make pretty slick plays back here behind the dish. So 1-2 count now. And say, with all these flashes of the bunt, we'll see how in tune White is with taking a swing here with 2 strikes. I say go with something spinny. After 3 looks, White's going to call timeout. We'll reset here. We're officially in summer ball now. All the high school baseball done. We talked about that last Saturday as the state championships finished up on that Saturday. Again, a couple state champions playing in this game, Caden Davidson and Micah Simpson for TC Robertson here with Post 70. And over on the other side for Rutherford County, you got Jacob Lee and Brady Swain and Brandon Pinkerton and a whole cast of East Rutherford state champions. That's strike 3 swinging there. So 1 out.
Third baseman, number 1, Jacob Ellenberg.
Bring Jacob Ellenberg to the plate. I think it was Jacob's older brother that helped us out with a few sponsorships during the season. What was the name of that workout facility down there?
Head to toe?
Nope, that was not that one. It was the one when we were doing the Rutherford County games. Peak Performance.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think it was Nate Ellenberg. Older brother runs a gym and a workout facility. Jacob here over at Gardner Webb, Coach Chester. They have the varsity squad and a player development squad over there. So 1-0. Powell still out there at second. Up and in on Ellenberg, so a quick 2-0. Does have first base open. Local product Ethan Milner on deck, playing second base. Milner, a Hendersonville graduate this year, going to Rockingham, play for Coach Huff next season. Swing and a pop fly. That was an aggressive cut there by Ellenberg on that 2-0 pitch. 2-1 now. 7:05 on the clock as we're into this ball game here. Again, the 4-0 Asheville Cardinals versus the 2-1, 3-1 or 2-1? 2-1.
Just like the count.
Post 423. Nubber. And it's funny, I know you and I were speaking about this the other day, is Legion Baseball doesn't have a lot of mascots or logos per se. I think Asheville Post 70, Coach Decker, is really one of the only ones to design one. So sometimes it's hard to find a logo. That's why we went with the standard American Legion symbol for Rutherford County. 80 degrees here at game time. I'm sure the lights will be flipped on here at some point. 2-2 here, 1 out. Swing and a miss. Nice location by Nelson there. Ran it up on the hands. So after that leadoff double, back-to-back Ks here by Nelson, the Tuscola product. Heading to Wingate next year. Going to play for Coach Gregory. Wingate Bulldogs. Speaking of East Rutherford, former Cav Jordan Dixon just finished up his freshman year at Wingate. Had a great season. Was named Freshman of the Year. Nice pitch there by Colt, but Milner able to hold the hands back, take ball one. Say Milner, a Hendersonville Bearcat, just graduated. And now he's going to be an Eagle. He's going to go wear those East Henderson colors over at Rockingham Community College. He's going to join North Henderson graduate Alex Hanna. A couple of Western North Carolina products already out there at Rockingham having success. Bryce Davidson, former North Henderson Knight. Noah Stepp, former Tuscola Mountaineer. Eli Rigsby, former Pisgah Bear. So for a lot of you kids out there, got to know Rockingham. It's a Region 10 junior college. It's got to be on your radar in this market. Ooh, tries to get him to chase the high cheddar, but lays off.
We need 2 cameras from each side for righties and lefties on the check swings. Been watching a lot of regionals and getting different camera angles in my mind for when we have 17 iPhones out here. It'll take 3 hours to set up.
That ball is probably out of the zone. Milner chased it and bangs it into the ground. Picked up by Wallace. Thrown across for the final out. 6-3. So the leadoff double does no harm. 2 Ks and a ground out. Let's give you that home team lineup now. Again, our home team lineup is brought to you by Shin Building Company. Are you looking to build your dream custom home, deck, or patio? Then you need to call Shin Building Company today. Shin always says a person's character directly determines the quality of their work. And we have some great character, some hard workers running through Coach Decker's lineup this evening. So, again, thank you to Shin Building Company. Leading off is going to be number 4, Jordan Brown. He's our center fielder tonight. Batting second is Carson Wallace, the Western Carolina commit, playing short. Batting third, the Gaston College commit and recent state championship, back-to-back-to-back state champion Caden Davidson batting third. His teammate Micah Simpson batting fourth, playing right field. Colt Nelson, the pitcher, in the 5-hole. Behind him, his former teammate Evan Connor at Tuscola doing the catching. Batting seventh, Jackson Pavone, the AC Reynolds product and NC Wesleyan commit. And followed by number 8 hitter Reagan Smith, the current Milligan Buff. Talked to his coach, one of his coaches, Taylor Davis, the other day, said Reagan's been thriving at Milligan. And in the 9-hole, current Yeti, former West Henderson graduate and state champion Eli Shin, playing third base. So that's how we line it up today for the home team. Very impressed last week when we saw them versus Cherryville. Had a win on Wednesday over, was it Wilkes they played? Hunter's going to check on that here. Ooh, I smell the burgers cooking in the concession stand. So, again, I know if you're watching at home, we appreciate you. But come down and see a game here at West Henderson High School. It's a great vibe, one of the prettiest stadiums that you'll find here in Western North Carolina. They played easily again. So Asheville went and played easily down at third place. Another out-of-conference game, beat them 9-2. That's who they opened up against. I think it was May 20th they opened up against Easley with a win. So 4-0 on the season, 2-0 in conference, I believe. Jordan Brown's going to take a curveball wide of the zone. Familiar face on the Mountain Ice, Jake Lyles, RS Central grad, played for Coach Fowler, and he's heading off to play for Coach Deaton at Caldwell next year. Swing and a ground ball through the 5-5 holes. Hit it sharply. Leadoff single for Jordan Brown. Got to mention Jordan is uncommitted, was committed to USC Aiken. They went through a coaching change just a couple weeks ago, so Jordan is back on the market, as you would say, and looking for an opportunity for next fall. One of the best athletes out here in Western North Carolina. I know there's bunch of colleges that are already reaching out to him. So Carson Wallace swings and fouls one back behind the press box. Jordan Brown is what you would call a five-tool athlete. Does everything above average. Pickoff attempt here. Again, Jake Lyles doing the pitching tonight. We got to mention that he really stepped up for Coach Fowler offensively for RS Central. Had a great season. RS, I think, finished in our power rankings. Was it number 5, I believe, maybe 5 or 6. Got a lot out of his staff. A lot of people thought RS was going to be down a little bit this year, but really played good baseball. Was gritty. Behind guys like Drew Yelton, College of Charleston commit. Was it Christian Franklin? What was the name of that pitcher they had? It's going to Montreat. It's the same name as the or Walker, Christian Walker, I think it is. I always remember him because he's the name of the Major League Baseball player, former Orioles prospect. But Coach Fowler always gets the best out of his players down there at RS. Swinging a drive by Wallace. That's going to send the left fielder back, and that's Whitley out there, Landon Whitley. That's Jake Lyles' teammate at RS Central. Whitley, a 26 grad, uncommitted. Nice track by the young man out there to haul him out.
Number 20, Caden Davidson.
Well, here's big boy Caden Davidson. He's always performed. You know, every time I've shown up to watch him play baseball, he's swinging a hot bat. Definitely ain't afraid to pull out the boomstick, as they say. Probably one of the best right-handed hitters to come out of the mountains in a while. Ain't gonna let him hit here. First pitch HBP. It's gonna send him down to first base. So, and I'll bring Captain Clutch, Micah Simpson, up.
Right fielder.
Continue to do in the playoffs this season what he's done in the playoffs the last 3 years, which is come up big in the clutch, both on the bump and at the plate. Jacob White out to speak with Jake Lyles quickly and put a plan together. Say Micah Simpson wearing number 15 here for the Cardinals. Lyles delivers. Nice spot. 0-1. I think I was reading today that Rutherford County Post 423 has a softball program too.
Yeah.
I was wondering, is that something that Post 70, I think they've done in the past? I wonder if they have one this year.
I think they've tried to do it. I just don't know if the demand in this area is here. Which is shocking because there's a lot of good softball programs in Henderson and Buncombe counties.
I think, what do we see? South Caldwell, did they win it all for the 4A this year?
I think so.
I think West Wilkes might have won it all for the 2A. I know those Sugar Jets at Inca are typically strong. Runner goes. Jordan Brown had a really good jump. He's going to take it. Caden Davison stays at home on the backside. So stolen base for Jordan Brown. And again, remember, every stolen base is brought to you by Carolina Pack and Go. Get on the move like Jordan Brown did with Carolina Pack and Go. Committed to providing the best quality moving services to residents of Hendersonville, North Carolina and surrounding areas.
Yeah, you guys see when all these things happen in game, keep the top right corner of your screen and you will see the logo pop up. So remember that logo, remember that name. As we got a ball singled up the middle.
So Micah Simpson did a good job on that off speed to keep his hands back. Kind of was ahead a little bit on the stride, but the ball stayed up, hands stayed back, and he just flicks it right back in the middle for the RBI.
Nelson.
So Davidson moves up 1. Brown comes in to score the first run of the game. So first and second here for the pitcher Colt Nelson, trying to help himself. Colt was our Poppy's Popcorn Player of the Game last Saturday as he hit a 3-run homer and an RBI single. Lays off the high heat here.
So you can collect the most bags of popcorn this year.
Say Colton, animated young man, always a fun conversation. If you're ever up, oh, nice dirt ball read there by Caden Davidson. He's going to move up there on the wild pitch. So 2 out there for Colton Nelson. Oh, and we got ourselves a mound visit. Well, every mound visit is brought to you by, hold on here. This is where we get the dust off a little bit, right? Jackson Medical Mound Visit. So again, this trip to the mound brought to you by Jackson Medical Associates, reminding you to consider your choices when you're taking your next trip to the doctors. Jackson Medical offering primary, urgent, and wellness care in Sylvan, North Carolina. So they probably telling Lyles, hey, look, I know it's a murder horn through the middle of this lineup. It just never really gets any easier with post 70. This is one of the most talented 1 through 9s you're going to see in Legion baseball. So Lyle's going to have to get ahead early, try to get those bats swinging, and see if he can rely on some off speed here. As we say, hitting's all about timing, and pitching's all about trying to mess up that timing. So 2-0 here. Colton Nelson's probably going to be sitting on a pitch. Lyles may be coming off speed here. Goes to the fastball and just dots it up. He's going to go right after him. So he does have first base open. On deck is Evan Connor. 2-1 delivery by Lyles. There's another strike on the outside corner. So nice job by Lyles to work back and even it up. Say sun starting to set in the west a little bit, casting some shadows across the infield. Nice take by Nelson there. It's going to run full. Now this is where Lyles can give him his best pitch with first base open there, so he does not have to give in. Change up, curveball. We'll see what he goes for. He went up with the heat. Nelson may have chased ball 4, but it was close. Close enough. Again, dimensions, 315 down the lines, 345 to the gaps, 360 straightaway center. No breeze on that American flag. Nice pitch. Goes to the backdoor curveball and gets Colton Nelson looking on a called strike 3. Again, that third strike brought to you by Burlette Painting. Paint the corners with Burlette Painting. Specializing in residential commercial painting services throughout the Hendersonville, Biltmore, Forest, and Brevard region. Well, we'll see if fellow Tuscola graduate Evan Connor can pick up these 2 ducks on the pond here. Up 1-0 on the Micah Simpson RBI single. Nice job by Lyles there to work back on the 2-0 count to strike out Nelson. And a little dribbler. This could be trouble. Lyles quick off the mound, picks it up bare hand, throws it to first, safe. It is an infield single. It was the right call. It was a heck of a play by the athletic Lyles, but it's going to be an infield RBI single for Evan Connor.
Left fielder.
So it's Caden Davidson that comes in the score and the dribbler. Pinch runner. So that is the catcher, Evan Connor, coming out. He's going to be run for by number 3. Coach, where's your numbers here? Oh, that's Tay. That's Tay Trantham out there running the Asheville 26 uncommitted middle infielder. Very good ball player. He's going to be playing for State Games Region 8 here in a week or so down in Greensboro. Now up is Jackson Pavone. Pavone heading off to play for Coach Clifton at NC Wesleyan next year. Hayes Hillier, also on this Cardinal roster, an NC Wesleyan commit. Pavone had a good game last Saturday. A base hit, stole home on what we thought was a botched play at first, but after we looked at the replay, we realized that Jackson Pavone's Superman dive into home plate, he was in fact safe, even though the home plate umpire was not paying attention. You remember that one?
Oh, yeah. Dad and I looked at it last night. We got a play here.
So Tay Trantham going to try to start the delayed steal. He's caught in the rundown. Oh, is he out of the base path? Let's see what they call here. Wow, they're going to say he's deked, so it's going to be a stolen base for Micah Simpson coming home to score as Tay Trantham got caught up in the purposeful rundown out there, the delayed steal. Looked like he took kind of a hook pattern there at the end. Was wondering if the umpire was going to call him out of the baseline. Coach Sneathan comes out to make his displeasure of the call known. Again, I wouldn't have complained. I don't think there would have been much complaint if they would have called him out of the base path there. But it's a 3-0 score. Trantham's still on first. He's going to take off for second. White on the throw, and he is out. So caught stealing. Nice throw by Jacob White behind the plate there to catch Trantham at second base.
On the bottom of the first inning, 3 runs.
Well,
3 hits. And no
3 runs, 3 hits.
Stolen base.
Caught stealing.
No, before that.
Oh, yeah. Well, stealing of home. So it wasn't your conventional stolen base, but again, Carolina Pack and Go sponsors that stolen base of home by Micah Simpson there. So 3-0 here, heading to the top of the second. Colton Nelson coming back on out here for inning number 2.
We'll stay connected to Baseball University across all our platforms. Like and subscribe on YouTube at www.youtube.com/@bbuniversitywNC. Like us on Facebook at Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. Follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram at @bbuniversitywNC. And check out the website at www.baseballu.org. Yeah, I want to show you all 4 camera angles today. You've been seeing a lot of different, trying to play around with it more and do a little more behind the scenes and a little less talking on my end, trying to focus on learning the switcher and everything. A lot more graphics control as well. But we got 4 cameras for you. We got upper right is camera 2, upper left camera 1, and then 3 and 4 on the bottom left and right. Try to give you a good view there of the pitcher, and then secondary of the batter.
Again, we want to thank our sponsors in general. We've been trying to save up some of that sponsorship money to get a new iPad to try to just increase the efficiency. And I know that for next high school season, we got some big goals to try to bring in some solid technology.
Need to bring in some more satellites in the sky for Starlink. My Lord. West Henderson.
Oh, no.
We thought we could beat the West Henderson. There's a pop fly in the infield. Catcher throws his mask, securing the first out.
So that was a pop out by Landon Whitley there to Evan Connor.
That close.
Elon's got to get some more satellites up in the air, but it looks like he's too busy beefing.
First breakup of the year. That's
Yeah,
what
right.
everyone keeps talking about. The girls are fighting. The girls are fighting.
Hey, man, all we care about is just good communities, baseball. North Carolina still recovering a little bit. Got to bring attention to that. A lot of our neighborhoods look pretty when you drive through them, but still a lot of our communities hurting. So Legion Baseball, just another positive thing here in the mountains as we rebuild. Still less than a year from Helene, September 27th. Oh, you're out.
Hey.
Out. So the umpire catches the pop fly, and that doesn't mean anything at all, but it's fun to watch. Blake Ritchie swinging here, the East Henderson graduate. Blake going to go play for Coach Deaton at Caldwell next year. Big, strong lefty. Blake actually played for Post 70 last year. But again, with a big influx of tryouts this season, especially when guys like Caden Davidson and Luke Nesbitt are running for that first base job. Blake down at 423 this year, getting his reps. And Coach Sneathan, glad to have him. He's a very high-level character guy and a lot of pop in the bat. Puts one a mile high up here. Left fielder Pavone in. Makes the catch in the gap for out number 2. And it's going to bring Brandon Pinkerton, recent state champion Brandon Pinkerton, to the plate. East Rutherford Cav. So Brandon, a 26 grad, uncommitted. So Colton Nelson, pretty quick inning here. If you can stay in the zone, pitch to contact, keep that pitch count down a little bit. Say Colt was the number 2 for Tuscola this year behind Amos Rich. Amos is a guy we're hoping to get to play some Legion ball. Wanted to see him try out this year. Maybe next year's the year that he comes on down. So, again, all you underclassmen listening at home, this is where you need to be next year, whether it's Senior Legion or there's 27 and younger trying out for Junior Legion. Trying to bring a recruiting dynamic to Legion baseball. Again, a lot of JUCO players in this game, a lot of uncommitted guys, a lot of guys that are playing at 4 years that may not be there very long in this market. Many of you probably saw the litigations and rule changes this week. Things are a-changing. Was it July 1st?
July 1st.
These power. Oh, that's a drive to left field. Is it going to stay up for Pavone? It's off the wall. Bangs off hard. He's going to have to recover. It's going to be a double. So nice hit by Pinkerton. Extra base hit. And again, remember, every extra base hit is brought to you by Rounders Hat Company. Changing the snapback hat game 1 rounder at a time. Again, for y'all that ain't familiar with Rounders yet, hop on their website, their social media. You'll see if you're like me, like wearing that backwards hat, especially in the summer, keep the hair out of your eyes. You got that big old gap right in the middle of your hat, and Snapback's got the answer for you. Keep that sweaty forehead out of sight. So Brady Swain up here. Swain, another East Rutherford ball player in that 26 class. So Nelson been pitching some good baseball, just spreading out the doubles. So 2 hits allowed, both doubles. 1 to lead off the game and 1 with 2 outs here in the second. Swing and a foul back into the net. 0-1. It was a long week. Wednesday had our June 4th Mars Hill prospect filming, which was a huge success. Thank you to Coach Honeycutt and Coach Fitchin and Coach Smart at Mars Hill for hosting us. Had 28 players come out. We usually put a 25 cap on it, but had 2 POs. Runner goes here, throw down to third, and Pinkerton is in safely with the stolen base. And that stolen base brought to you by Carolina Pack and Go, reminding you to get a move on, much like Pinkerton did there. So a chance to pick away at that 3-0 lead here. Swain can come through, but he falls behind 1 and 2 as he watches that pitch on the inside half for a strike. But yeah, we saw 28 players, 2 POs, so 26 in the afternoon for the position guys. Had a lot of good work done. Really appreciate the positive feedback. That's a line drive swing by Swain. That's going to score Pinkerton. So we got ourselves a ball game here, 3-1 on the RBI single. So nice job by Pinkerton on the base pass with the double, the stolen base. And Swain not trying to do too much there. Off speed stayed up, kept his hands back, followed the curve of the breaking ball into the gap. Slice that ball in half. That's going to bring Jackson Swenson to the plate. Swenson, very talented young man out of Crest High School, plays for Adam McFarland down there at the Chargers. They won the Big South this year pretty handedly. Jackson had some kind of little nitpicking injuries last couple of years, nothing serious, little things that aren't structural, but kept him out of the lineup. Went down to Crest this past Tuesday, to work out with him and a few of his teammates, get some new film. Was up to 84 in the gun. Was up to 86, 87 earlier in the season. Again, not sitting there, but, he's got that quick twitch action, especially for a smaller body prospect, but plays a good shortstop, athletic enough to play just about everywhere. His first over-the-fence high school home run this season, as he came back later in the year from injury. Wants to be a chiropractor. So 26 uncommitted, open-minded, so starting to get some attention, some looks. 2-2 count here. It's a good test for him. So runner on first. I wonder if they put him in motion. It's a bigger boy, but try to make something happen. Nelson sets. Oh, knob job. So it's kind of an excuse me swing. Hits the bottom of the bat.
Let me give you a good view. Say hi to the camera, Coach.
Inch away from a broken finger there. So we got to keep our boy Jackson Swenson healthy here. Let's see if he can come through with 2-2 pitch. Swing the drive. Let's see. Jordan Brown seems to have a track on it. Settles. So hit it hard, but too close to the proximity of JoJo Brown. So 1 run in though on the Swain RBI single. 3-1 as we head into the bottom of the second inning.
On base.
I love this A-B camera angle multi-view thing. This is awesome.
Hey, I think we've come a long way in 1 year. You know, we went from just an iPad and a wireless mic 2 years ago. Hunter did a good job helping perpetuate the broadcast this season, and wouldn't have thought at the beginning of February that we'd be doing a Legion season, but man, are we glad we are. Again, it's just a crazy recruiting market, boys and girls. I don't know if spending $5-10 grand on showcase teams and big recruiting advisors is the way anymore. I think you have to play good community baseball, show that you're a baller. You know, you have IQ.
What's up, guys?
Well, Will Lindsay can speak on this. Like, college coaches, like, they've been telling, I know you've heard this, they're more talented than they've ever been, the players, but they don't know how to play baseball.
Exactly.
So why is Legion change that dynamic?
Right. It shouldn't.
Legion does change the dynamic. That's what I'm saying.
It does change the dynamic?
Yeah, think about it. We are playing meaningful baseball. You got to, like, we have delayed steals. We have first and third. I mean, you got block up. This is not showcase ball. This is really good baseball. So, again, we got state champions on the field. We got guys that are uncommitted. We got JUCO guys. If I'm a college coach, this is where my eyes are before high school even right now, you know. So, again, revive your Legion programs. Legion, 1925, 100 years of baseball now.
Yeah, got to apologize to
I apologize to Cherryville Post 100.
Because we were just messing up what they were trying to tell us during the last broadcast.
It was too sporadic. They didn't know that we were in our first real broadcast push for Legion. It was 1937 that Cherryville started. So in 1937, we'll celebrate 100 years of Cherryville baseball. Pavone lifts one here, and that's Whitley out there in left field pulling it in for out number 1. Again, Jackson Pavone, also a good basketball
Second
player.
baseman, number 13, Regan Smith.
Yeah, there's just so much going on that two people just can't keep up with. So
We're doing all right. Regan Smith had some good compliments about him on Wednesday. I was hanging out with Coach Taylor Davis. He's an assistant at Milligan. So he's coached Regan now for a full season. And he came out to help with our prospect filming at Mars Hill, get a look at some players, and said that Regan did really well freshman year, played in over 20 games, which is very rare for a freshman at the NAIA level right now. Lifts one here to short center field. Powell in to make the play. So 2 lazy fly ball outs here in the bottom half of the second. It's going to bring number 9 hitter Eli Shin to the plate.
Remind me to get Coach Davis's number from you later. I got to send him a Sheets thing I saw. We're talking about Sheets, the gas station.
I love Sheets.
Yeah, he loves Sheets. MTO, yeah. I got to show you this.
Eli Shin talked to Eli before the game, said he's making a little extra money doing some umpiring this summer down at Bob Lewis. I'd asked him if he had tossed anybody yet. And he said, the paperwork you got to do when you toss somebody. I was like, paperwork? That's there we are in 2025. Everything's got to be accountable. So
MTO made the order.
I grew up in Hampstead, Maryland, and right next to us was Manchester, and there's little Sheets there. I mean, I'm talking since like the early 90s, and MTO has been part of my vocabulary for a long time. Eli Shin comes through with a hard line drive, so 2-out base hit for the Yeti. Eli Shin playing for Coach Grigg down there in Cleveland. That's going to bring the top of the lineup back up. Jordan Brown. JoJo ripped a hard ground ball through the 5-5 hole to lead off the bottom half of the first inning. See if he can get something cooking here with 2 down. Maybe get the runner in motion here. Eli Shin with pretty good speed. There's nice play by Ellenberg. Picks it up, throws across. And it's going to bounce past Swain, so unable to pick it. Shin heads down to third. We're going to give JoJo Brown a single there because that was a full-out dive by Ellenberg. We'll call it an E5 that allows Shin to make it to third
The
base.
shortstop, number 2.
So back-to-back singles with a little bit of help on the throw there. Again, great effort by Ellenberg. Laid out.
We'll have to cut that one up.
Brings Carson Wallace back up for a second time. Flew out to left field. First AB. Hit a Carlton Fisk-esque home run last Saturday. Just wrapped around the fair pole. It's part of that back-to-back home run tandem with Colt Nelson.
Fair pole.
Carson Wallace, very good athlete. Also a good basketball player. Ball 1. So Lyles trying to keep the score 3-1 here. Did an excellent job keeping Pavone and Smith off balance for the lazy flies. Shin with the hard single. Brown puts one down the line. So he does have second base open, but it doesn't get any easier with Caden Davison on deck. So Caden's got hitterish power, as you would say. Just he can barrel one, he can, excuse me, put one over the fence too. 2-0 delivery. Ground ball. Ellenberg picks it up, throws to second. Oh! Wow. Baseball gods just did not want to allow that one to end the inning. So big old hopper into Ellenberg's glove, bobbles it, picks it up, throws to second, throws low.
Number 20.
Milner unable to pick it, almost able to pick it right back up and step on the bag. It's going to be an E5. It allows Shin to score. It's an unearned run. No RBI in the play for Wallace. Brown up at second now. See if Caden Davison can make him pay for that mistake. Takes the curveball low. Again, Jake Lyles is a control artist. As long as I've known him, he's been throwing strikes. Velo just started to creep into the low 8s last year. Not a flamethrower, but high 7s, low 8s, and just mix and matches. And as you can see here, he does not have a walk in the game. He did hit Caden Davison last time on the first pitch. No, well, yeah. I mean, I guess with third base open, you can be careful here. So 4-1 after the unearned run comes in on the Wallace ground ball. Again, Ellenberg, it's baseball there. You can make an outstanding dive and play, and then the easy chop can eat you up the very next play. So 2-1. Three looks. Swing, drive through that 5-5 hole. Whitley picks it up. Here comes the throw in. Safe at home. And on the backside, out. So nice effort there by Wallace to make it around to third, but it's thrown out on the back pick, or on the, man, so let's get the scoring down there. So
Asheville, 2 runs, 3 hits.
RBI single for Davidson. That scores Brown. Wallace is thrown out. What was that? 7-5 to 2. Did it come back to 5 or 6 on the tag out? Let's see. Rewind that real quick. All right, comes in. So I guess that's third baseman that picks
6.
it to 6. Okay, so 7-5 to 2 to 6 on Wallace. All right.
Well, want to help support Baseball University of the Blue Ridge? Visit our Patreon at www.patreon.com/bbuniversitywnc. The more financial support Baseball University of the Blue Ridge can earn, the more coverage of Western North Carolina baseball we can bring you. That includes the Western North Carolina College Tour Series, the Western North Carolina High School Scouting Streaming Series, American Legion Streaming Series, weekly media content, highlight films, playoff projections, and more. Choose which tier is right for you at patreon.com/bbuniversitywnc.
Yeah, support Mountain Baseball. That's the plan here. Is what can we build in revenue through the Patreon crowdfunding and the business sponsorships to allow us to create more tools for college recruiting, where that money doesn't have to come out the pockets of these kids who are already trying to save up money for school. School ain't getting any cheaper. And I mean, these are both great rosters. These are good kids. We've seen them grow up. You know, we were talking about Coach King's doing his North Henderson camp here in a week. Is it this upcoming week? Right? Is North Henderson camp next week?
Next
Yep.
week.
So I mean, think about it. We've seen some of these kids since they were little guys. You know, and now they're getting older. They want to keep playing the game. That's a hard base hit there by Chase Powell. Chase Powell been having a great game. 2 for 2, single and a double. Again, Chase Powell, a couple years ago, we went down and covered their game versus RS Central. Chase Powell had a home run in that game. Won the Camwood Bats Player of the Game that first year. Didn't have all the cool graphics back then. We just take a picture of him holding the bat. So Coach Cook, with the help of Hunter Street, has made his way into the 21st century this year. Not very happy about it, but, you know, it's good for Baseball University. Jacob White struck out his first time up.
We need a fifth phone. I'm looking at the cameras. I'm like, there's a hole.
Where is it?
And it's like, it's just a bad angle that we don't have the right center field really well. You have it on the main angle, but I want to.
Runner goes. Evan Connor throws, and bang, he is done. Nice shot by Evan Connor. Nice job, Evan Connor. And we saw a lot of that out of him last couple seasons at Tuscola. So base is cleared. Colton Nelson will return to the windup. Apparently they have a 5-1 count. Never mind. Scoreboard's been changed. 1-1 count.
1-2.
Hunter says 2-1 or 1-2? So Hunter says 2-2. Scoreboard says 2-1. Umpire says 2-2. Seeing his fingers. Say Colton Nelson. Compact delivery. Ground ball. Nice play by Smith. Gobbles it up. Throws over to Caden Davidson for out number 2. Knock on wood. I'm not sure if we've seen an error yet in the 2 games we broadcasted.
Here comes an error.
Jacob Ellenberg.
Where can I bet that? Where can I throw a Benjamin down right now?
The Western North Carolina Sports Gambling Bureau. High heat there. Ball 1. Deep staff for Coach Decker. Again, I was looking over the lineup here. There's a few guys that aren't in the lineup we'll make mention of. Grant Buchanan out with an injury right now. Got drilled in the leg. We saw the video of it here prior to the game. So we wish Grant a quick recovery. He's got a boot on. Hayes Hillier on the bench tonight. Again, saw him catching last Saturday. Asheville grad, NC Wesleyan commit. In the bullpen there, you got Heron Smith Martin, part of that TC Robertson.
Watch out, G.
Part of that TC Robertson State Championship back-to-back three-peat. Luke Nesbitt on the bench this evening. Big, strong, left-handed hitting, left-handed pitching stud going to Cleveland. Brady Nix in the bullpen. USC Union pitcher. Deegan Randall on the bench. PO. Western Carolina commit. Brady Ray on the bench this evening in the bullpen. Cleveland commit. Aiden Sumner, the Wake Tech pitcher. Tay Trantham, we saw him pinch running earlier, and that's your bench this evening for Post 70. Now for Coach Sneathen. He's got Cam Cobb on the bench, but ran into Cam before the game, busted thumb. Every time I show up to watch Cam pitch, he's hurt. Cam, part of that Gaston Christian private school squad that went to the championship. Runner-up, lost to Grace Christian. Colin Pruitt on that bench, RS Central left-handed swinger, talented young man. See Elliot Tisdale on the bench, RS, or that's an East Rutherford grad, Jacob Lee, Luke Bailey, Zane Lovin. Zane is RS Central. Caleb Costner, Crest High School. I think he's recovering from a minor injury right now. Also a talented ball player. Teammates with Jackson Swenson. So that's your bench this evening for Coach Sneathen. Again, on his bench, his son Keith helping with the coaching. Keith also part of Rounders Hat Company. And then Storm Mason there. Storm, I believe, is the coach of, I want to say it was at Thomas Jefferson Classical Academy. It's Coach Mace. I'd have to go back and double check. Coaches in that Asheville dugout. Got Coach Decker's son Ryan, Coach Raby, and Coach Will Lindsay. 3-2 delivery here. And, ooh, just misses low. So Ellenberg takes ball 4. So 2-out base runner, and that's going to bring Ethan Milner up.
Number 12, Ethan Milner.
So 5-1 here. Top 3, Ethan Milner up with a runner on first base. Strike. And that looked just like the ball 4 pitch right there. So bottom of the zone. So we'll be back with you tomorrow night as Caldwell Post comes up for a game. So Milner pushed one out towards that hole. Reagan Smith over to make the play. Final out, 4-3 on the play. So Chase Powell gets caught stealing. And then the walk by Ellenberg. No damage done. Official bat sponsor.
Official bat sponsor, I guess. Want to thank Camwood Bats for helping us out all year long on the High School Scouting streaming and the American Legion streaming series. They're located in Haywood County, but serving baseball and softball players across the nation. Get your game bats, trainers, tees, tutorials, and more, all available for purchase at camwoodbats.com.
Camwood's, I'm sorry, go ahead.
As part of our partnership with Camwood, make sure to use the coupon code BBUWNC for a 10% discount on all purchases throughout their website.
Oh, that's what I was going to say is it's that time. Like I talked to Wes Helms the other day, the founder of Camwood. He said business is booming. Like they got major league deals. They got sending bats all out across the country because summer league has a lot of wood bat tournaments. So if you are in the need of a wood bat for your summer or fall tournaments, make sure you go with Camwood. And remember, you can use that coupon code BBUWNC for team purchases as well. So, get that big 10% discount. So again, thank you to Wes Helms and Camwood for all your support.
Leading off for Asheville, right fielder, number 15, Micah Simpson.
Micah heading to play for Coach Beck next year. He's going to be a two-way guy for Western. A lot of swing in that left-handed bat. Just a treasure chest full of memories for this young man when it comes to high school baseball. Nice pitch there by Lyles. Gets the swing. Couldn't check it. 1-1. And it'll be interesting to see what sort of college career he puts together for the Catamounts. Pitching-wise, he's just a dog. He always wants the ball. It's a really unique delivery. Haven't had a radar gun reading on him in a while, but, low 8s, 82, 84. And, you don't need to always throw 95 to get the job done. Another base hit here for Simpson. And then offensively, he could very well be spraying a lot of hits up at Cullowhee, just like that.
Colt Nelson.
So Simpson 2 for 2 now. Colt Nelson struck out his last time. That was a good pitching sequence by Lyles the last time. Fell behind 2-0, came all the way back on Nelson, backdoored the curveball for strike 3. Painted those corners. All right, 1-0 delivery coming up here. Swing right into the glove of the second baseman, Milner. So line drive out for first retiree. Evan Connor up. Evan had the swinging RBI
The
bunt
catcher, number 12, Evan
to
Connor.
plate that third run. Actually, I think that was when he plated the second run of the game. So 1 out, Simpson on first. Nice block by White. So again, sun slowly creeping in the west, out of the horizon, casting those shadows across the infield a bit. Lights on here at West Henderson. Misses up. It's a long week. Mentioned the prospect filming we did on Wednesday. Also been a long week on the farm. Had 2 baby goats born last week. Got some baby ducks hatching this morning. Always trying to keep up on the homestead as well. Got to get over to your house still to help you move out those, what was it, the old washer dryer? Do some
Head on over to
recycling.
Charlie Walker's. Go get some $50 for a refrigerator and a dishwasher.
Maybe he needs to be our official scrap metal sponsor.
Someone we can talk to for sure. No Chuck Well.
So 3-1 here. Lyles dropped down on that last one. Changed the arm slot a bit. See if they send the runner. Runner stays. Connor lifts one to center field. Powell back, turns. That ball is gone. So Evan Connor, the con man. Big fly ball home run there. And the post 70 Cardinals starting to creep away here in the third inning.
Evan Connor.
So 2-run Jimmy Jack for the Tuscola grad and Gaston commit, Evan Connor. It's good to see that again. And Evan's had a lot of solid luck here. Well, not luck, but just performances here at West Henderson. Hit the 2 home runs off of Truett Manuel a couple years ago in the
The
playoffs.
fielder, number 11, Jackson Pavoon.
Yeah, Evan Connor hits well in Mills River. Jackson Pavone puts the bunt down. Excellent bunt. Ellenberg again picks it up, throws high. That ball's down the right field line. Pat Pavone going to head into second base easily. So bunt single and an E5 on the throw allows Pavone to move up one more. Jackson Pavone, a very dynamic offensive player, can hit the ball over the fence and can spray the singles and can lay the bunt down and rip the double. So very dynamic offensive player heading to NC Wesleyan next year. 7-1. Reagan Smith, see if he can add on to that. 1 out. So Milner back behind the bag, holding, staying in that proximity of Pavone. Pavone's feet moving. That ball's going to bounce away. Wild pitch is going to allow Pavone to move up to third. Say Lyles is going to have to dial it in here. Pavone is quick enough to scoot home on a pass ball that doesn't necessarily have to get all the way to the backstop. So he's always active on the bases. A couple arms starting to head down the bullpen here for Rutherford. Say post 423, you're going to have to hold this lead and then find that offensive nugget in the next inning or two if they're going to want to get back into this one. Reagan Smith with a pop fly. We're going to have a play on it, Hunter? Say about 20 feet back behind us.
That ball's scuffed.
Reagan Smith, a Milligan Buff up in East Tennessee. Milligan, a very pretty campus. Just added engineering 2 years ago, so a lot of young high school grads excited about that. That's always a conundrum down here, is engineering schools typically only exist at the bigger state schools in the southeast. But
NC State, Georgia Tech.
I mean, the
know about
JUCO, now
Alabama.
Region 10 JUCO, or excuse me, the Carolina JUCO system, I should say, does a good job with pre-engineering. So you don't necessarily have to go to a 4-year. Swing and a drive. Reagan Smith says, see you later. Sends it into the leaves. So 2-run home run.
2-run homer for
So
number 13, Reagan
2-run
Smith.
home runs in the 3rd inning. One by Connor, one by Smith. So pretty good box lines here for these young men. That's going to bring Eli's shin up. Eli hit a single and scored a run in the 2nd. And that's just a sneak preview of what this could be for Post 70 this year. If they stay on top of things, stay healthy, play good baseball, we might be able to make a run to Shelby. And I'm not just talking about the regular season games. Well, extra base hits. We've been talking about it. We had 2 here, the 2 home runs brought to you by Rounders Hat Company. Again, changing the snapback hat game 1 rounder at a time. And we got a mound visit, and it looks like a pitching change, but this mound visit brought to you by Jackson Medical Associates, reminding you to consider your choices when taking your next trip to the doctors. Jackson Medical offering primary, urgent, and wellness care in Sylva, North Carolina. We'll see if this mound visit can be the prescription that Rutherford needs. And it looks like Cam Cobb into the game. So we are going to see Cam. Excellent. So Cam, a Gaston Christian 2026, plays for Coach Lowry. Gaston Christian, I think they finished 3rd in our power rankings this year in the foothills behind East Rutherford and Lincoln Charter. A lot of talent on that Gaston Christian team, but man, did they run into a talented team in Grace Christian down there in Sanford.
Well, you mean the South Atlantic League, whatever?
Coach Wooten playing in, essentially, again, this was a church that put up some portables, called it a school, and then built a minor league baseball park, essentially. So these kids are there to play baseball. They're draftable types. They're D1 types. They are very good baseball players at Grace Christian, but very good at Gaston as well. Cam's one of them. Cam's 84 to 86 on the bump typically. Can play all 9 positions. Good catcher, center fielder, can play up the middle. So we'll see if he can be the answer here for Coach Sneven and Rutherford Post 423. So Cam wearing number 2
Now batting
on the
Asheville,
jersey. He's gonna
number 7, Eli Shin.
He's gonna come in here with 1 out and nobody on.
I know I asked this last Saturday, but is there a run rule in Legion?
Yes, there is. Nine to 1 here.
You know what I thought was interesting?
What's that?
Watching the Women's College World Series finals, Texas taking on Texas Tech in a Game 3 winner-take-all, and Texas got out to a hot start, put up a 5 spot in the top of the 1st, and never really held back until the top of the 5th. Tech needed to score a couple runs, or the game would have been over. It would have been a 8 after 5, which is the softball run rule in college. And I thought that was crazy for a championship winner-take-all Game 3. Because if they can score 8, then certainly Tech could score 8 in the top of the 5th, 6th, and 7th.
It seems like no lead is safe in college baseball anymore.
Not this year, I can tell you that. Murray State put up 19 runs today on the Duke Blue Devils. to even that series. 1-1 with a winner take all going to Omaha tomorrow. I'd assume tomorrow evening or afternoon, depending on the TV schedule.
So Cobb, 3-2 count here on Shin. And nobody on base, the 1 out. Say final line here for Lyles. Tough day. 2 1/3, 9 hits, 9 runs. I believe 8 of them earned. 1 strikeout. It's ball 4 for Eli Shin. Brings the top and Jordan Brown back up.
The center fielder, number 4, Jordan Brown.
We need a walk sponsor. So if anyone wants to sponsor the walks,
Base
maybe,
on balls.
Maybe a shoe store or.
See, I mean, let's just think. We got base on balls. We have a called strike 3. We don't have a swinging strike 3 sponsor. Fouled off by Brown.
How do we not have a home run sponsor? That's what I'm saying.
Got extra base hit sponsor.
Well, home run. That's a pretty extra base hit, if you ask me.
So Jordan Brown, 2 for 2, 2 singles, 2 runs scored, stolen base, doing what a leadoff hitter's supposed to do.
Oh, that's a balk. That's a balk.
They're going to call that a balk. I know Cam is dealing with a busted thumb right now. He went to throw that there and just lost the grip of it. So Shin's going to move up 1. So Cam started his high school career over at Crest. Was there for 3 seasons before transferring to Gaston Christian, reclassing.
Okay, rules.
Wants to study business in college.
Rules
Good
expert.
character.
If you're on a mound, because I never pitched, and you step off, but then drop the ball, is it a balk?
No.
So I'm gonna go back and look at
See
that.
if he was stepping off.
If
Well, if it was in the process of stepping off, then it's probably a balk.
Okay.
If his foot hits the ground and then the ball comes out. JoJo Brown, another single. Eli Shin going to come around third base. Here comes the throw from Powell. Not in time. So second run scored by Shin.
Number 2, Carson Wallace.
So 10-1. Say here at beautiful West Henderson. Jackie Korn does a great job taking care of this field. You seen Jackie today?
No, Jackie is on a well-deserved vacation.
Yeah?
Up in the Northeast, I believe.
The Northeast? Like New England?
Yeah, like Maine, I think.
Interesting. Any ties up there or just trying to take the family somewhere interesting?
I don't know. I think you're just up seeing the sights. Took the girls and Bethany up there I saw a picture of Gracie and Charlotte in the cockpit of the plane leaving out of Asheville, so that was probably a cool experience for them.
Flying out of Asheville
Regional.
It's
probably a cheap flight up there leaving to Asheville. Asheville's got some great flights during the summer and then into
Jackie
the fall.
get good deals on flights being he works over there.
Oh, I bet you, buddy, he does.
Swing and a miss. Carson
I forgot about that.
0 for 2 here.
I was talking to him last week after you left, and he's like, "That's Dallas flying over, and an airplane's coming in because we're close to the airport over here." And sure enough, he pulls up the flight track. He's like, "It's the Dallas flight," so he's got that down to a T.
Wallace bangs one into the ground. Swenson makes a nice play, but his feet kind of kick out. And to be honest, Wallace has incredible speed, so I don't know if he's going to get him there anyway. So we'll put it in as a single. Brown moves up the second. And we batted around. Caden Davidson is our 9th hitter of the inning. Still only 1 out. So again, talented a talented Rutherford County squad. You know, we know a lot of these names. However, this really just shows the potency of talent that Post 70 Cardinals are possessing this year. And we really think this is a big year for Western North Carolina baseball in general with this Post 70 team, drawing the popularity back to Legion. trying to make it a recruiting tool, help it spawn the birth of the Junior Legion program next year, trying to get our best players in this Western North Carolina region to play Legion baseball. Again, these boys out here are not paying $1 to do Legion, so very unique opportunity. You know, you ride the bus to the games, you eat your post-game meals together, has that high school college feel. Runners were off on the play. Ball skips away. With the runners being off on the play, do we reward them a stolen base? I'm going to say yes because it's Jordan Brown. He's been discrepancy of the scorekeeper. Well, stolen bases brought to you by Carolina Pack and Go. Again, get on the move like JoJo Brown and Carson Wallace did. Give a Carolina Pack and Go for all your moving needs. Caden Davison, backside. That's going to score 2 here. Jordan Brown is in. Carson Wallace motoring in. And Caden Davison taking the extra base on that throw home. So 2 RBIs for Caden. So let me adjust my scorebook here because Micah Simpson led off
Once
this
again, the
inning.
right fielder, number 15, Micah Simpson.
So 12-1 here. Micah Simpson coming up with a runner on second base. Say Caden Davidson and Micah Simpson picking up right where they left off with the Rams, winning that 3-peat state championship. I mean, true history for not just Western North Carolina baseball, but high school baseball.
In the 4A, it's never happened before. I don't know if it's happened in 1 through 3A, but probably has, considering their talent, saying it's only the first time in 4A.
Say Coach Philpott got something special over there at TC. It's just historically been a great baseball neighborhood. Pass ball is going to let Davidson move up there.
Well, you were talking earlier about the success and the depth of Western North Carolina baseball. When you have 3 state champions from our coverage area west of Charlotte, that's a pretty big sign. North Lincoln, TC Robertson, and East Rutherford.
Still wishing we would have been able to get a North Lincoln game in. We were supposed to cover their game versus Asheville, but it got changed around due to weather earlier in the season. I think it was in March. So we did not get to see Coach Goss and the Knights, and we will be sure to schedule them next year and make sure we get down there for a ball game.
Hopefully we'll schedule all 3 of those state champions if we can figure out some form of West North Carolina World Series.
That's just what Micah Simpson does, folks. Another base hit.
You get a base hit. You get a base hit. You get a base hit.
Well, he's 3 for 3 with 3 singles, 2 ribs, and 2 runs. Also had that stolen base of home.
Nelson.
Well, Colt Nelson trying to join the hit parade here. He's the only starter in the lineup that doesn't have a hit yet. Hit a hard line drive right into the second baseman Milner's glove earlier in this inning. So if Colt Nelson can find the green out there somewhere, he'll be part of a 1 through 9 hit parade. Everybody on the box score with at least 1 base hit. Good take by the young man there. So Rutherford County, big old deficit here. Came into the game 2-1. Misses outside here, 3-0. So I know there's a couple summer league, sandlot leagues going on around Western North Carolina. You know, that's when the high school coaches try to put their teams together. JV varsity guys just play a couple games. I know I talked to Coach Jennings Green up at Mitchell. Said that, you know, through with Madison, Mountain Heritage, Avery, some of those schools up there. They're playing a little Sandlot League. Nice ball 4.
That walk's brought to you by insert your company here.
The catcher, number 12, Evan Connor.
Well, another mound visit here again, brought to you by Jackson Medical Associates, reminding you to consider your choices when taking your next trip to the doctors. Again, Jackson Medical out of Silva, North Carolina. Just to remind y'all, we were talking about our Mars Hill prospect filming we did this past Wednesday. It was a huge success. I've already started filling up the next prospect filming. It's going to be August 16th at Caldwell Community College. That's Coach Deaton and staff going to be hosting us. I believe it's a Saturday. Again, we'll probably get the blast motion set up for that one to get some good data. That's going to be a excellent event for any 26s that haven't started working with us yet, and probably a good time to get a couple more 27s going that are showing their potential. We did have a couple 28s come out. Had a few 28s sign up that I called and talked to their high school coaches. We decided to push them back, told them to save their money and let's get them later in the process, because as a freshman, rising sophomore right now, I promise you they're not looking at your class yet. But had a couple good freshmen come out. Henry Tatera from Christ School was very impressive. He was one of the better metric performers that day. Landry Webb, shortstop from Tuscola, is going to be the heir apparent to Colt Nelson. He came out, did really well. And Abram Granning, another 28, left-handed pitcher from Christ School, is very impressive. Younger brother of Cave Granning.
For Rutherford, number
So
1.
those 28s particularly were doing things that I felt were already physical enough, something to show. A lot of you 28s just need to get physical. But for you 26s and 27s, hopefully we'll see you out there at Caldwell. I was really glad to see a lot more foothill players, new schools involved. Trying to work with every single high school program west of Charlotte. So it's pretty much everything from Gaston County all the way up to, Watauga, Wilkes, Ashe County. We're going to be in Iredell a little bit more this year too, Statesville.
Now batting for Asheville, the catcher, number 12, Evan Connor.
So Cam Cobb out and Jacob Ellenberg in. So Cam Cobb, talented young man, had the busted thumb today. Comes in, is unable to record an out. So tough day for the Rutherford pitchers. And here's Evan Connor, who hit a 2-run homer earlier in this inning. Takes ball 1 up. Another pitch up. So again, Ellenberg over at Gardner Webb Division I program. They also run a player development team out of the university to give some younger players an opportunity to get on the field and develop, especially in this tough recruiting market. There's a strike, 2-1. Two-one delivery, swing, pop fly, hooking foul. Let's see if it gets out of play though. Just out. Two-two. Again, still 1 out. So Rutherford got to knuckle down here to try to get some outs and get this game moving along. It's a late evening on a Sunday. A lot of these kids got to go to work in the morning. Pass ball here, or excuse me, wild pitch. Say some of these guys working summer jobs. See, Luke Nesbitt said he's doing some lifeguarding. Evan Connor said, I think he was mowing a couple lawns. Hayes Hillier said he had a job interview at what restaurant was it? He was looking for a host position at, I want to say Applebee's is what he said.
However, in game and batting, number 1, Hayes Hillier.
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who lived good. I would call her.
So bases loaded. Speaking of Hayes Hillier, hoping he can land an RBI like he's going to land that job. I've worked the restaurant business growing up. Did some Ruby Tuesdays, did some Bennigan's. I don't even think Bennigan's is around anymore.
Never heard
Did
of that.
pizza delivery. Like that job.
Hey,
Worked
did
a
some
million jobs back in the
pizza
day.
delivery last night. Side hustle. Not really a side hustle, but this one's the top of the resume now, so that's now a side hustle. There's your ball.
Hayes
Deep
Hillier
left
hits
field.
one.
Could
Left
be.
field
and
and
it
off the fence.
wall.
So runners are going to start picking it up here. Looks like 2 are going to score on the 2-run double by Hayes Hillier, hitting for Jackson Pavone. So let me make sure I got my. So 2 RBIs.
I understand the thought process right there with the runners holding up because you never know where that ball is going to be. But off the bat, you got to be on your horse on that.
Now batting number 13, Reagan Smith.
You got to know the situation with where you're going to be. But, 15-1, it's okay.
Reagan Smith here, batting with a pretty big lead. Hit a home run here in this inning as well. There's a strike. Oh boy. I'll say North Carolina Legion is going to feel the wrath of Post 70 this year. We're looking forward to a good playoff run. Swing and a foul. It hits the blue right in the mask, but he don't even flinch.
So I'm not going to foreshadow too much, but if they keep winning and they don't stop winning, are we going to be like competing with ESPN come early August, mid-August?
Maybe ESPN will catch on to what we're doing and just invite us in to run it for them.
That'd be fun. Let's talk over it. Go meet, I don't even know who does it nowadays.
Swing and a miss, and we finally have out number 2. So Ellenberg records the second out. And that brings Eli Shin
Now
up.
third baseman, number 7, Eli Shin.
So Eli is going to be the 15th batter. Picked up on the dive, throw to first. That ball is wide. So RBI single for Shin. That scores. Who scored? Connor is running for himself.
Center fielder.
Hillier's over at third. Okay. Oh, this is a messy box score. So this will be the 16th batter to come to the plate here in the
Now batting number 3,
third inning.
Tay Trantham.
So Tay now in for Jordan Brown. Okay, so pinch hitter Tay Trantham in for Jordan Brown. Takes a strike.
That zone's going to start expanding.
A little bit. It's also a good way to get your bench in, make sure everybody's hot. It's the problem when you have such a talented lineup. There's going to be some guys that might not be seeing the starting lineup as much, but they got to stay fresh. You never know when you're going to be called upon or when the hot bat is going to get you in the lineup. A couple good swings.
You know what they should do in these situations is when there's a run rule after 5 is just go turn around and play another 5-inning game, even if it won't count.
Well,
just to get a
you got to
couple
save
more
your
innings
pitching
in.
a little bit too.
Yeah. But it is summer ball.
Strike 3. Caught him looking. That third strike. That
For
third
Asheville,
called
the
strike
bottom of
is
the
brought
third
to you
inning.
by Burlette Painting. Again, painting the corners with burlap paint, specializing in residential and commercial painting services throughout Hendersonville, Biltmore Forest, and the Brevard region.
You good there?
Long one. All right, so finally on to the top of the fourth inning. It's going to be Whitley, Ritchie, and Pinkerton due up for East Rutherford. So top four is where we're at. Well, it's going to be an interesting summer here for Post 70. I got a new pitcher coming in. Might as well save Colt's arm. It's going to be Luke Nesbitt, left-handed lumberjack-looking, usually known for the big bang of the swing, but he can throw it pretty well. So we're going to take a look at this lefty and see how Luke's filling it up here for Post 70.
Comment your favorite camera angle, guys. The chat's been kind of quiet tonight. You got 1 in the bottom right, 2 on the upper left, 3 on the upper right, and 4 on the bottom left. We need to get 5, and we need to line them up. Is what we need to do. Makes me want to play around with it.
Well, final line for Colt Nelson: 3 innings pitched, 1 earned run on 2 hits, 2 strikeouts and a walk. Guess it's at the scorekeeper's discrepancy on the winning pitcher. If this is a 5-inning game, Colt will be your winning pitcher.
You have to go more than half. So
3 out of 5. So we'll see Luke Nesbitt most likely to work
2
2 innings.
2/3. Anyone go? Who
2
went?
2/3.
2 2/3 is half.
Yeah. Say it's a good chance for Coach Decker to maybe use a couple arms tonight. Maybe one for Nesbitt and bring in somebody else you're trying to get a few throws in, keep them warm. Again, summer baseball, a lot of these guys are not playing for another team. You know, it's a full commitment to Legion. If you're going to try out, you got to commit to the full season, no missing for other showcase teams. Again, a lot of showcases going on right now, big tournaments, Perfect Game and Lake Point, but I'm curious to see what the return is on them, you know, especially for high school recruiting. So Landon Whitley popped out to the catcher his first time up, leading off the second. It's been a while. Long third inning. Nice pitch there. 1-1 count. Say a lot better lineup, or excuse me, a lot better wind up, quieter, less head movement than I've seen of Nesbitt in the past. So I like to see it. He's made some adjustments, kind of quieted down his motions. Looks very smooth. A lot of arm speed there too. I wonder where he's zipping it in at. Maybe mid-8s. Low to mid-8s is my guess.
You bring a gun today?
Nah, I forgot to charge the battery. It's still dead from Wednesday. Anybody back there with a gun today? See a radar gun?
Do not.
I don't. So 3-2 count. Swing. Whitley hits a line drive to Trantham in center field. Comes in a couple steps to make the catch.
Now batting, number 9, Jake Lyles.
Killing the DH, I guess. That's what I heard.
Swing. Fly ball, left center field. That's going to find a gap. So that was Jake Lyles entering into the lineup, swinging for himself there, hitting the double extra base hit. That extra base hit brought to you by Rounders Hat Company, changing that snapback hat game 1 rounder at a time. A lot of extra base hits today. So 1 out double. couple position changes. Looks like Hayes Hillier out in left field, Tay Trantham in center. And then again, Luke Nesbitt on the bump. Brandon Pinkerton up here. Nice location by Nesbitt there, strike one. Again, top of the fourth. One out. Lyles out there on second after the double. Say Lyles entered into the batting position there for the DH. Oh, that ball's going to eat up Carson Wallace. So Eli Shin on a dive. And then it hits the heel of the glove of Wallace. E6?
Yes.
Okay. So E6 going to allow Pinkerton to reach and Lyles to move up.
I love Coach Hall down at Easley. Got a good team up there. Coach Hall, he's tuning in from South Carolina.
So they played Post 70 twice this year, so they know exactly what he understands exactly what we're seeing here. Nice block up by Connor. And again, this week, we finally got a couple of those players back there missing from playoffs. So picture in picture. Yeah. Nice. We got to get a good play first, right?
Is that block not good enough? Did not play. We haven't mentioned him.
The block work, yeah. I want to say some good glove work there by Evan Connor behind the plate. So we want to draw some attention to BH Granning. Again, there are BH Granning glove work sponsors. So no project is too tough for BH Granning Landscaping. Just like
look at that.
Evan Connor, they can make any play. Complete every project you throw at them. So Swain sends one in the foul territory, but tracked down by Simpson. Nice play. It's going to be a sac fly, but great job by Simpson to stutter step before slamming into the brick wall. So another BH Granning glove work play, this time by Micah Simpson down there. We already know there's no play. There's no play that he can't make. Just like BH Granning, no project they can't complete.
Jackson Simpson.
So 2 outs here. Lyles comes in to score the second run of the game for Rutherford. Jackson Swenson up, flew out to center field, hit it hard. It was an atom ball. Say Swenson, good student, good teammate. Coach McFarland, head varsity coach up there at Crest, thinks highly of him, and Coach has got a good young team coming back next year. Landry Olmstead, Eli Black playing for Cherryville. Caleb Costner. Again, I think Caleb's hurt right now, but also on this Post 423 team. Some good young freshmen came up and performed. Luke Rayfield, Jacob Lund. Had a great senior class. Parker Ramsey getting hurt, and Wyatt McSwain stepping up to be pitcher of the year in the 3A. Olmstead made 3A All-State. Runners off, but it don't matter. Strike 3. So Nesbitt.
Rutherford in the top of the fourth inning. A run and 2 hits.
Well, I guess it's an unearned run with that E6. So 1 run in on 1 hit, sac fly by Swain. And now that we're in the middle of the fourth, this is where we introduce our insurance run sponsor. That's State Farm with Chad McMahon. So anytime an insurance run is scored, now that we're past that middle of the fourth, that insurance run will be brought to you by Chad McMahon State Farm. And he's always here to help life go right, and things are going right for Post 70 right now.
Yeah, I think they got, 11 insurance runs in that inning. They put it up with 2 in the bottom of the 10th on the scoreboard, but they're supposed to just leave a 1 and make you guess.
Yep. So a couple insurance runs. Well, I guess no insurance runs in just yet, but do you need any with the 16-2 lead is the question.
Let's go ahead and move that up real quick.
Yeah, let's talk about tonight's hero of the game, sponsored by Owen Joseph. Again, Owen Joseph and Baseball University want to celebrate a local veteran every broadcast that we do this season. So please reach out to us at ryan@baseballu.org or give me a call at 828-458-1794 if you want to nominate a local veteran, living or past, for our Owen Joseph Hero of the Game. This week's Hero of the Game, gotta get my notes in front of me. It is Curtis Sneathen, who is the head coach for Post 423. So he's done a lot for our baseball community, but Curtis was in the United States Navy from 1983 to 1987. He was assigned to the USS Nimitz. The USS Nimitz was the largest aircraft carrier in the world at that time. It carried 9,000 servicemen. He did his boot camp in San Diego and then was stationed in Virginia Beach. He was on the largest where I got that part. When he was on that ship, the USS Nimitz, he was in charge of the finances of the officers, and he received the Medal of Accommodation for his outstanding service. He served during the Grenada War, did 2 Mediterranean cruises, and then around the world cruise to move the USS Nimitz from the East Coast to the West Coast before it completed its service. So again, has done a lot in the community since. Has been coaching this Post 423 team for a while, and he's been a big part of a lot of the lives of these ball players for a few decades now. So again, thank you, Owen Joseph, for sponsoring the Hero of the Game, and thank you, Curtis Sneathen,
right
for
over
your
there,
service.
right over there near the dugout.
Talked to Coach before the game. Again, we appreciate him being nominated, and we want more of y'all to nominate our local veterans so we can celebrate them. And again, if you're a veteran in the area, please join Post 70. They're looking for new members. All right, so I believe this is Elliot Tisdale in the pitch, number 5. So Elliot, part of that East Rutherford State Championship team. Older brother Coleman was a catcher at, still catching at Caldwell, I believe. Carson Wallace on the evening is 1 for 3, also reached on an error. Swing, pop fly. It's going to get out of here. Foul ball. So, yeah, we saw 3 pitchers in the third inning. Post 70 ended up scoring, I believe, 8 total in the inning. Up 9, it says up there. All right, bounces one there.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, Ryan just tallying something.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with just the runs in general. Trying to remember how many, is that right? 16-2?
16-2 is correct.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This must be these 2.
Have to go back and check the box. A lot of runs scored in the bottom of the third.
All right, so Caden Davidson, big game for him so far, 2 for 2.
Whoa!
3 RBIs. 2 runs scored.
I've been waiting for that to happen today. Caden Davidson almost sent half the team, the entire team, to the infirmary with everyone up here outside of the dugout, not being safe in the American Legion.
So Caden Davidson will lift on the right field. It's going to stay up there. I think that's Pinkerton out there still. Oh, wait. Are they switching around? Who's that out there? Number 9.
Someone's going to get hurt one day.
There might be Lyles out there now in right field. So 2 down, 2 quick outs. Micah Simpson up. Micah 3 for 3, 3 singles, 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored.
Simpson.
1-1 count. So, yeah, sorry, just tallying up, trying to figure out my box scores here. It's going to be interesting trying to figure out the player of the game. We got some loaded box scores tonight, 16-2. Again, definitely a sneak preview of what could be a really interesting run for Post 70 this year. Again, we got Division I commits, a lot of Western Carolina Catamount. We got just about everything, and I think we have, let's check here. We got JUCO.
Started at 3-1, excuse me.
So we got junior college, we got Division II, we got Division III, we got NAIA, we got D1. So we got everything on one roster, and that kind of shows you like it's not as drastic a jump between the divisions as you would think. Like talent can play with talent. So hitting for Colton Nelson is Luke Nesbitt. Entered in the 3rd inning in the pitching change. So this will be Luke's first AB of the game. So with 2 outs, 1 runner on. Swing, line drive, backside through that 5-5. So first AB results in a single for Luke Nesbitt. Micah Simpson moves up 1. All right, that's going to bring Evan Connor back up for a 4th time. Evan having a good game, 2 for 2, has the 2-run homer, the RBI single.
The catcher, number 12, Evan Connor.
And he walked and scored a run. So Evan Connor, first game back, I believe, from the black eye. And whoa, does he do it again? That ball is back off the wall. So Micah Simpson's going to score. Luke Nesbitt's going to score. And Evan Connor makes it all the way to 3rd with a triple. Holy moly. So 2-run triple for Evan Connor. That's 5 RBIs on the evening. So a home run, a triple, and a single. Double shy of the cycle. That brings Hayes Hillier back up. Hayes hit a 2 RBI single with his pinch hit appearance last inning. Pops one up here. It's going to stay in play. Catcher White turns around and makes the play for the final out of the inning. So we're going to head to the top of the 5th and maybe the final inning.
I want to thank Camwood Bats for all their support because the bats are hot out here tonight. They're located in Haywood County, but they serve baseball and softball players across the nation. Go get your game bats, trainers, tees, tutorials, and everything you can think of over at CamwoodBats.com. As part of our partnership with Camwood, make sure to use the coupon code BBUWNC for a 10% discount on all purchases through their website. Appreciate Camwood for all their support of Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. Well, we probably got one more half inning here, so it's probably a good point in time to talk about our gritty pitcher of the game.
Well, I mean, we still got some time, but as of now, it's going to be Colt Nelson working the 3 innings, the 1 run, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts. And Luke Nesbitt working on a good line himself. He gave up the 1 run, but it was unearned last inning. So As of now, it's 1 inning pitched, 1 K, 1 run on 1 hit. So, thank you to Nova Pitching. Again, that's Anthony Payne and Nova Pitching Performance, new school data, old school grid. A lot of you young arms out there need to get with Coach Payne, learn about the proper workouts, range of motion, throwing programs to try to gain velocity the right way. Well, heading into the top of the 5th and maybe the final inning, it's going to be Chase Powell, who's quietly had a good game, going 2 for 2, the Cleveland Yeti. He has 2 of the 5 hits on the night for Rutherford. The other hits belonging to it was a double by Brandon Pinkerton, the RBI single by Brady Swain, and the double by Jake Lyles last inning came around to score in that sac fly by Swain. So Swain having a good game too. He's 1 for 1 with 2 RBIs. So Hayes Hillier behind the plate here for the final inning. So let's see who they move around here. So Connor out. Let's see. Shin still at short. Shin at third. Wallace at short. Reagan at second. Is that Tay still out in center? Or no, number 3 in center. Is that Tay?
Leading off for Rutherford in the 5th, number 5, Elliot Tisdale.
So Tisdale up to lead off. So he must be pinch hitting for Powell. So Powell's day is done, 2 for 2. Hot fly. It's going to be in foul territory. Davidson in and makes the catch. I think that's foul territory.
He was.
So FO3,
you almost had an
foul out.
obstruction call there, which has been a hot button topic across the college baseball and softball spheres this week. Handful in the regionals and a few more in the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City. So I think they're going to be addressing that at the fall meetings for baseball and softball.
Swing and a foul tip into the glove. So Jacob White, 1-1 count.
I'm going to give that pop fly a Granting field work shout out. Appreciate it. So
Caden Davidson, BH Granting glove work there.
Yeah,
tricky play with the obstruction.
That was a very tricky play with the batter, and when you're a catcher and you got to come out there and throw the thing.
It's like catchers, you got to turn around, know that ball's spinning back towards you. Say Caden Davidson came all the way in there, made a nice play in foul territory. So 2-2 count here, Luke Nesbitt.
I got to catch up on my count.
So 18-2. So, again, some insurance runs there that last inning there with Evan Connor.
Ooh, yeah.
We did miss that, so mention those insurance runs. Again, thank you, Chad McMahon.
A lot going on.
Helping life go right, and things are going right for Evan Connor tonight. Let's put that out there.
Extremely high-paced game here, even though it doesn't feel like it at times.
Bounces that one.
We're at just about a 2-hour pace here for 5 innings, which is pretty good considering 18 runs have been scored in the bottom half for Asheville Post 70 Cardinals.
And Nesbitt just misses there. So that'll be ball 4 to White.
Number 1, Jacob Ellenberg.
Say Ellenberg is 0 for 1 with a walk. There's a ground ball to the third baseman. Shin picks it up cleanly. Oh, Smith makes the play. Is unable to make the turn, though. So fielder's choice. That's fielder's choice for Ellenberg. And it is 5-4 on the putout there of White.
So 2 down, horns down.
Zane Lovin.
Horns up, no, horns down. I'll be able to get home in time for the Florida State, Oregon State, and LSU West Virginia games.
How about it? Swing and a miss.
Yeah, I think there's been 5 tickets punched so far to Omaha. I got a game 3 tomorrow between the Blue Devils and Murray State Racers. A 4 seed, Cinderella. Let's go Racers. Came out of the what should have been the Athens Super Regional. We got a fly ball to right field.
And Micah Simpson's going to make that catch for the final out of the game. So final score, 18-2, Post 70 over Post 423. Heading into the post-game show, it's brought to you by
Final
Collins
score,
Masonry.
in 5 innings, Asheville
Man, I'll tell you what, that was some
18
great
and
block
Rutherford
work there by
County.
Evan Connor tonight. And with like any good catcher, you know, nothing compares to the block work you're going to get from Collins Masonry. So again, specializing in block and stone, Collins Masonry is your local family-owned masonry contractor with more than 20 years of experience. Proudly located in Bryson City, but also proudly serving Buncombe, Haywood, Jackson, Macon, Swain, and Graham County. Thank you to Collins Masonry for being our post-game sponsor. So again, 18-2. These box scores, I've been going through them a little bit here. Let's see. Jordan Brown, 3 for 3, 3 runs, an RBI, 2 stolen bases, so a great job out of the leadoff. Carson Wallace, 1 for 4 with a run and a stolen base. Caden Davidson, 2 for 3, 3 ribbies, 2 runs, and a hit by pitch. Micah Simpson stays hot, 3 for 3, 2 ribs, 4 runs scored, had the walk and the stolen base at home. Cole Nelson, great job on the bump. Goes 0 for 2 with a walk and a run at the plate. Nesbitt with a pinch hit, 1 for 1 and a run scored. Evan Connor, big game for Evan. Evan was 3 for 3 with a home run, a triple, a walk, 5 RBIs, and 3 runs. Jackson Pavone, 1 for 2 with a run. Hayes Hillier, 1 for 2 with a 2 RBI double. Reagan Smith, 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer. And Eli Shin was 2 for 2 with 2 runs, an RBI, and a walk. So on the bump, again, Nelson, 3 innings pitched, 1 run on 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, the walk and the earned run. And Luke Nesbitt works 2 innings, gives up 1 run unearned on 1 hit, gives up a walk, and strikes out 1. So pretty good day for your post 70 Cardinals. Now for post 423, again, Chase Powell, 2 for 2, had the double and the single. He was pinch hit for by Tisdale there, who's 0 for 1. Jacob White, 0 for 2 with the walk. Jacob Ellenberg, 0 for 2 with the walk. Ethan Milner, 0 for 3. Lana Whitley, 0 for 2. Blake Ritchie, 0 for 1. Jake Lyles, 1 for 1 with the double and the run scored. Brandon Pinkerton, 1 for 2 with the double, stolen base, run scored. Brady Swain, 1 for 1 with the RBI single and the sac fly RBI. And Jackson Swenson, 0 for 2. On the mound, it was a little messy. We're not even going to touch it.
Well, stay tuned. We'll have your interview with our player of the game, whoever we decide on, and then our coaches here in a little bit. So we're going to throw up some Balsam Range while we discuss.
And then we're going to thank our sponsors at the very end, right?
Yeah,
okay, so we're still finding our
groove.
Our groove a little bit. But again, we're going to have our gritty pitcher, Colt Nelson, out to talk for a little bit. Our player of the game, which I think we can announce it. I mean, Evan Connor, right? I mean, what a game for Evan. 3 for 3, the home run, the triple, the 5 RBIs, the 3 runs. Again, great box scores all around. But again, our Poppy's popcorn player of the game is going to be Evan Connor. And we'll get with Coach Decker for some final thoughts too. So listen to some Balsam Range, the official mountain music of mountain baseball and baseball university.
Frankie Taylor, two young'uns full of dreams. Pacific steamer headed south on the path of the New Orleans. 18 years behind us with a lifetime still ahead. On a bad stretch of the river, getting good at cheating dead. The Ohio is mighty, she's ruthless and so strong. And underneath her waters lay many a rouster's bones. To make it past Kentucky would sure put a mind at rest. And to see another sunrise, you consider yourself blessed. Mind to drop a load of beans. I traded for a ton of coal to feed our steam machine. The stage is up and loaded down, we're headed out again. I never thought it'd be the last time we'd ever see dry land. In the pale light of the moon, when hell broke loose and opened up its gates in the boiler room, laying claim to everything, not a single life was spared. I heard Frankie Taylor cry as he
All right, it's time to announce that Poppy's handcrafted popcorn player of the game. No surprise here. Evan Connor with a big old game. So, again, thank you to Poppy for supplying the popcorn. We got our Asheville mix here. Real people, real flavors, real love. Evan, 3 for 3, 2-run dinger, 2-run triple, had the swing and bunt RBI and a walk. Just came off of the popped eye, right? So explain that to us real quick. Just explain your injury there in the first week.
Well, obviously got hit in the eye, and then I was out for 2 weeks, and then they actually extended it to like 2.5. But being back first game is definitely a blast, and being able to go 3 for 3.
So I was gonna say, I guess you're seeing the ball pretty good, aren't you?
Yeah, I was seeing it pretty good, a whole lot better than I would have been with the black eye. But yeah, I mean, first AB I was a little early, time was off a little bit, just getting back into it. But then that second AB rolled around and got back to it.
I was gonna say it's been fun watching you play the last couple of years. 2 years ago, you hit 2 big old dingers off Truett Manual here. Is there something about this park for you where you just show up and hit?
I mean, it's a great park. Ball flies well. I like it.
It's a good environment.
Yeah,
too.
Good environment. You got kind of a shell around you.
The last question I got, you all played some real special baseball at Tuscaloosa the last couple seasons. What is it like getting into a dugout with all these all-stars that you had to play against these last couple of seasons?
It's definitely a blast. I love all these guys. I mean, I know most of them, and I definitely know them now after playing 5 games now with them. But yeah, it's a blast just being with all the talent in our area and our region. So everybody's a dog here.
Yeah, man. So heading off the gas to next year, we're going to wish you luck. We've got a lot of work to do here first and try to get all the way to Shelby.
That's right.
So, all right, I'll see you next time. Let's get Colt over here and talk about his pitching. What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Good to see you. Wasn't too long ago you were getting a bag of popcorn for your hitting, but now we're talking about your pitching a little bit. first time I worked with you, year that shortstop coming up at Tuscola about. But now we look back, you had 2 really good years on the mound. Explain what's it like hopping up on that bump for you? Where's your head go when you get the ball?
Just up there ready to compete, like going at everybody with my best.
Well, I mean, shoving pretty well. Playoff victories, regional finals last year, 4th round this year. Do you feel that playoff experience is going to help you with these guys and the potential to go deep into the potential? I mean, this might be a World Series team, but
Yeah,
what did you learn the last couple of years that you think you can bring to these guys?
like the further you go, you just got to compete. Like today wasn't my best outing, but I filled up the zone and let my defense work for me. So when you're not having your best day, you got to let the people behind you back you up. So that's what I did.
So you work quick though, 3 innings pitch. I want to say 2 hits, the 1 run, locked in pretty well. You're an intense guy. You're always fun to watch play ball. Weird question for you, but I know you're a hunter, right? Is there any similarities between baseball and that kind of concentration mentality that you got to take out, that you kind of see yourself gain experience from sitting in the tree stands or tracking a turkey? Any
Maybe your heart rate gets going. Like if you're in a tense situation or you have a guy 0-2, it's no different than seeing a big old gobbler coming up in your face at 5 yards, gobbling at you. I mean, it's crazy. Get your heart going. That's about it.
I guess if you jump there, the bird flies away.
Yeah, one sudden movement, that thing's running away, or a big deer, you move, smells you, that thing's gone forever. It's just like this. You make a bad pitch, the ball's gone forever. So
I've just always wondered that, like the nerves, the grit of mountain baseball, the way we live, we fish, we hunt. It's just nothing seems to get to us sometimes, especially with these big games. So we're hoping that you and these guys can play for a while this summer.
I think we're going to go a long way. So we got a good team.
All right, man. Go have fun. We'll see you next time, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Let's get Coach Decker over here. Coach.
Hey.
Another good game.
Thank you. Yeah, good.
Explain this offense.
Power, top to bottom. I mean, we have everything that any baseball team would want. We've got power in a lot of different positions. I mean, we as a coaching staff have to decide who's going to hit 7, who's going to hit 8, because any one of those 7, 8, and even 9 can move up. And when we get the TC guys that came back to us today for the first game, boy oh boy, they are quite impressive.
So they did not take a break. Micah Simpson 3 for 3, 4 runs scored. Caden Davidson, I think 4 RBIs.
They played well.
I was going to ask you now, with a good offense like this, though, that's an advantage for you because there's so much talent. You have to find them time. So explain how you're managing the playing time, the pitching.
Yeah. So what we're really trying to do is minimize pitch count for all our guys. We've got 11 guys that can throw. We've got a couple guys that are still kind of healing from the season from high school. And with Micah, we had a conversation today. We want to cut his time down right now, just to give him time to recoup. And as far as playing time, this is exactly what we as a coaching staff talk about. It's the biggest challenge that we have: keeping people invested in the game, keep them in the game, and just know that we're going to do some rotational stuff. There's a couple guys that they're just going to be in the game, because they're just that good.
I can tell they can do a lot for you, and it's great when you see guys like Hayes Hillier come off the bench and rip a double, and Luke Nesbitt rip a single. And I will say with Luke, that was probably the most efficient I've seen him on the mound maybe ever. He seems quieter. His delivery's just more simple. His head stays still. I mean, have you seen a jump with him in his pitching?
Yeah, well, we actually had a conversation. Coach Ryan and I had a conversation. When I talked to him after that first inning that he threw, I kind of felt like he was just not really letting it go. And what I told him, you're not coming in to pitch for 7 innings. You're in here for 2 innings maybe. Let it rip. Just stay centered. Let it rip.
It really looked good coming out the hand. I've always liked him as a slugger, but wow. I mean, but that's the thing is when you can have an offense, put you up 18-2, and get guys in there, get comfortable.
Yeah. It was. I tell you, it's really good to see. Reagan finally have some things happen for him, because he's been barreling some balls but hasn't got that hit. And even Eli, he's been a little tough on himself. And we had a conversation with him about just don't ride the highs too high, the lows too low. Just stay the course.
So
Stay the course.
We ran into Coach Davis on Wednesday. He's one of the assistants at Milligan, and he spoke very highly of Reagan. Said he got into like 20 games, which is incredible for an NAIA freshman.
Yeah.
So speak on Reagan a little bit, because that's a name with him coming back after a year, we haven't heard his name for a year.
He was going to play with us last year, and unfortunately, right before the season started, he broke his thumb I think it was the last game of the season for him. So we scrambled, and it hurt us because we couldn't carry him. And so him coming back to us, I tell you, he is so smooth. His hands are just butter on the infield. He's great transition, knows what he's doing. He's a kid that if we need a defensive play, he's there to make it. And he's so smooth, and he is a quiet leader on the field. Like, he doesn't talk much, but when he talks, you listen to him because he knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing. So I just love the combo of him and Carson. And
that's a good.
I'll tell you, right now we haven't even had Colt get into the mix in the infield. So, getting him in that mix too. I know he's just as good. So it's a good problem to have. It is a challenge, but it's one that I'm happy to have. So
Reagan Smith is funny because I do the recruiting. I always talk about how Reagan was the most self-sufficient player I ever worked with in recruiting. Like, listened, takes in knowledge, is a problem solver, knows what he wants, and I see that in the way he plays the game too.
He's a lot of fun to coach. So it's a lot of fun coaching these guys. We have, like I said last time to you, our coaching staff, we're working really hard to keep the players invested, and they know, man. They look at the roster, they see who's here, they know.
The only advice I'd give the coaching staff is make sure the team's not anywhere near the front step when Caden Davis
that
is
was
swinging.
Pretty close. Well, it was a little knuckleball. He was a little out in front of it, I guess. So, but fortunately, nobody took one there. So.
All right, Coach, 5-0?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Take care. All right, Hunter. What's that? Giving you both the mics. Hunter's going to do our readout.
Well, that's it for this evening's rendition of Baseball University's American Legion streaming series. I want to thank our sponsors again: To the Brim Refill Store, Owen Joseph, Collins Masonry, Ion Outdoors, BH Granning Landscapes Incorporated, Rounders Hat Company, Builder's First Source, Burlap Painting, Poppy Handcrafted Popcorn, Jackson Medical Associates, Nova Pitching Performance, Shim Building Company, Carolina Pack and Go, State Farm Chad McMahon, and of course, Camwood Bats. Want to help support Baseball University of the Blue Ridge? Visit our Patreon at www.patreon.com/bbuniversitywnc. The more financial support Baseball University of the Blue Ridge can earn, the more coverage of West North Carolina baseball we can bring you. That includes College Tour Series, High School Scout and Streaming Series, American Legion Streaming Series, weekly media content, highlight films, playoff projections, and more. Choose which tier is right for you at patreon.com/bbuniversitywnc, and stay connected to Baseball University of the Blue Ridge across all the platforms. Like and subscribe on YouTube at www.youtube.com/@bbuniversitywnc. Like us on Facebook at Baseball University of the Blue Ridge, and follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram at @bbuniversitywnc. And check out the website www.baseballu.org. I guess Ryan's going to keep talking, so I'll just read us out. Baseball University of the Blue Ridge thanks you for tuning into the American Legion streaming series presented by To the Brim Refill Store from Mills River, North Carolina, on the campus of West Henderson High School. This has been coverage of North Carolina Area 4 American Legion baseball, where Asheville Post 70 throttles Rutherford County Post 423 by a score of 18-2. For Ryan Cook, I'm Hunter Street, wishing you a good night. And we're going to play out with some Balsam.
Here's to the trains I missed, the loves I lost, the bridges I burned, the rivers I never crossed. Here's to the call I didn't hear, the signs I didn't heed, The roads I couldn't take, the map that I just wouldn't read. It's a big old world, but I found my way from the hell and the hurt that led me straight to this. Here's to the trains I missed. I've been a clown, I've been a fool, and I pushed on every chance. I searched far and wide to try to crawl out of God's hand. But there's stones I didn't throw, and hearts I didn't break, and the little hope I held on to with a silver shining thread of faith. It's a big old world, but I found my way from the hell and the hurt that led me straight to this. Here's to the trains I missed. Here's to the place I found, the love I know, the earth and the sky that I call home. And here's to the things I believe, bigger than me, and the moment I find myself right where I'm supposed to be. It's a big old world, but I found my way from the hell and the hurt that led me straight to this. Yeah, it's a big old world, and I found my way from the hell and the hurt that led me straight to this. Here's to the trains I miss. There's a sorrow in the wind blowing down the road I've been. I can hear it cry while shadows steal the sun. But I cannot look back now. I've come too far to turn around. And there's still a race ahead that I must run. I'm only halfway home. I got a journey home to where I'll find the things I have lost. I've come a long, long road. Still I got my